Hey everybody, it's Steve here. Just curious. Just wanted to give a quick video update about all of the earthquakes and the volcanoes that are going on all around the world every day. And have you seen today's news? I don't know if it's on mainstream media or not. Probably not, but it is definitely on YouTube. You should really go to YouTube and sources like that for your real news. They are not telling us what's really going on in the world because it would cause mass panic. So, and they're going to try to blame things on climate chaos and climate change. Yes, if you know anything about science and nature, if you even just look at the cloud formations lately, not normal. I know a thing or two about that. I wanted to be a weatherman at one point too in my life. I have a lot of useless information, but it's not so useless because I'm right. And we are in the end times, and so like I said, you're going to see a lot of stuff. If we are actually in the tribulation, which I'm pretty sure we are, then things are going to get a lot worse a lot faster now. So I know that a lot of people don't even know or care about volcanoes and earthquakes going on all over the world, but you need to be aware of it because it's all part of the prophecy, and it's happening now, and it's going to accelerate global warming or global cooling because all this volcanic ash and all these wildfires, some of which have been intentionally started, but either way, it's putting smoke in the air, it's blocking out the sun, we're going to have a real cold winter. You know, these are the things that they want to say, that we have to go to electric cars and stuff because man is causing global warming and climate change. Mankind is not. Nature is, or God is, but the volcanoes were going to erupt, and the earthquakes, we're not causing those things. It has nothing to do with carbon dioxide being emitted by humans and by cars. It's all the natural disasters that are going on all over the world right now. It's just all part of the whole thing. So don't fall for this climate change thing. Yes, we do have climate change, but it's a natural cycle. In fact, I remember in 1998 learning in earth science that every 4,000 years the Earth goes through an orbit through a cloud of debris and all this other stuff which we're going through now. And its axis changes, and the ocean levels rise, and it gets really hot, and then it turns into an ice age again. So this is a cycle. And if you don't believe me, look up ice cores. They do samples of the glaciers and ice cores and permafrost, and they carbon date it. And every 4,000 years this happens, and we are now over the 4,000 year mark. No, not 4,000. I'm sorry. I think it's either 4 or 400. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But it's got a 4 in it. It's either 4,000 or 400,000. But either way, it doesn't matter. We weren't here when it happened last time, and we won't be here probably when it happens again. But it's starting. So enough of this global warming stuff. It's part of the natural cycle. Or if you want to relate it to how God runs things, it could be a biblical cycle. Either way, yeah, we are in trouble. The world is in trouble. But we're going to have to adjust to it. In the meantime, stop blaming it on people. Don't let the government, con you into stuff that's not true. This is why they don't want people to learn anything in school, because they want you to remain dumb so you'll believe anything the mainstream media tells you. Biden says, a man's causing this, and everyone's going to believe it, right? That's not the case. Now, I'm not just some Bible banger, okay? I was a very science-minded person in my youth, and I love earth science and biology and nature, and I studied that stuff. And weather, and severe weather. I was even thinking about being a weatherman. And so I know. And then when I read the Bible and I realized, wait a minute, this is literally directly correlating with science. So there's something to this, and God works through nature and through people. So therefore, who cares how he gets it done? He's just getting it done. It's happening. It's already written, so we know what to expect. And science is proving the Bible, and the Bible proves science. You can't have one without the other. So you can't just rule out the Bible just because of science. No, science, if you really know what you're talking about, directly lines up with Bible prophecy. So enough of that. So I just wanted you guys to be aware. I don't know if you're paying attention to this or not, but we had a lot of serious earthquakes again today, and the continents are shifting. The volcanoes are erupting everywhere. We had 3 today. Alaska's getting shook. I just heard that Hawaii just suffered a major catastrophic earthquake. I didn't hear that on mainstream media, but it's all over internet. So, guys, don't expect the mainstream media to tell you everything's going on. You'd panic. Which is why they silence us church people, because we're telling you what's really going on. And they don't want people to know, because it will scare them, and they won't be able to control it, and everybody will uprise, and it'll be mass chaos. So, just don't be stupid. Don't be naive. Get off TV and do your research. Get on the internet and start looking at the real news, like Fox News. And a lot of these preachers, they know what they're talking about. If you don't believe anything I said, just Google it, look it up, or YouTube it. You will see. You got to take your time to do the research. So like I said, if you're a religious person, then you know what to do. If you're not, I suggest that you become one, because you better start believing in Bible stories. You're in one. And by the time it gets to the point where it's so bad that everybody's going to know without a doubt that we were right, that the Christians were right, and it's like the world is shaken. And I mean, for example, these earthquakes started back in 2009, and they've been going and getting worse in intensity and frequency, right? Now we're getting into the 9.7s. I mean, those are really intense earthquakes. Okay, most earthquakes are like 3s and 4s and 1s. Guys, they're getting up. They're happening more and more frequently, to the point where it's every day around the world somewhere's getting hit with an earthquake or a volcanic eruption. That's not ever happened before. And they're not just 3s and 4s. They're 6, 7, 8s, 9s, 10s. I mean, come on. Do you realize what that would do if it ever hit, say, Connecticut or America? We're not built for that. And it's a matter of time before we do have earthquakes here, that kind of magnitude, or volcanic eruptions like Yellowstone and some others. So, guys, I'm just saying, be ready. I mean, I'm not trying to scare you or be a fearmonger. I'm just saying, please pay attention to what's going on naturally in the world. If you're not a religious-minded person, then pay attention to the science. But we're so focused on COVID and vaccines and stupidity like that. There's a lot more going on in the world than vaccines and COVID right now. Like things that are going to affect us, like really bad winters and stuff that we're not ready for because of global warming, climate change, or act of God, whatever you want to call it, it's happening. And so I'm just asking people again to be aware of these things, because it is proving us Christians right. And I'm a Catholic, but I hate using those terms because I got a lot of Protestant friends out there, and they seem to just, oh, he's a Catholic, just shut him down. I'm not even going to get into the whole thing. It doesn't matter. The Lord Jesus Christ, an amazing thing happened to me again today in my Catholic church. I was praying the Bible, and then I went to confession, and this time I really begged God to go into that confessional with me and talk to that priest. And I really made a very heartfelt, teary-eyed, contrite confession. And then when I received the Eucharist today, Holy Communion, this very rarely happens, but I felt the Lord's presence in me. And it was, I can't even describe it in words. I just felt, I literally felt like I couldn't feel the ground. Like I was floating. I had to look to make sure I was actually touching the ground. All the pain in my body, the fatigue, everything was just gone. And I felt like light as a feather. I can't even explain it. And and when I opened my eyes, everything was a lot more bright and vibrant, as if they turned more lights on, which they didn't. I can't explain the things the Lord does. And He also, when I'm praying, I was praying at the altar before Mass, and sometimes I feel taps on my head, literally, you can feel it, or water. It's like water dripping. That's really what it feels like warm oil or something, like a oily, warm substance that just drips on me. I don't know what that is. But I feel it, and that's when I know it's the Holy Spirit, or something's tapping me, or something's happening. And then I get these amazing things, and this time the priest was it was like it wasn't him. It was like God spoke through him, and it was the way he was so merciful, and it's not like him normally. But I had done something that I very rarely do, but when I do it, the Lord answers. And I said, Jesus, I ask you to be in that confessional. I know that you're supposed to be there behind the priest, and you're in the priest, but I really ask you and your mother to both be in there and help me to really, I want to make this count. I want a real contrite confession where I feel healed. When you say those words of absolution, I want to feel it. I don't want to leave feeling like, I still feel like something's off here. today I felt it. When he said those words of absolution, I felt a peace come over me. And then when I received Holy Communion, I was like, this is probably like the 6th time this has happened in my life, but I felt it again, and I knew God was with me and in me, and I could just feel him telling me everything's gonna be okay. Like I could feel him inside me, like coursing through my veins. I can't explain it. It's just a wafer I chewed up, but the minute I chewed it up, this time it tasted better, and it went down differently. It was just, and then all of a sudden it was like something just came over me, and I opened my eyes and I'm like, wow, I feel like 20 years old again. I feel amazing. And it's been a long time since I got that from him, because I haven't exactly been the most faithful to him either, you know. I got to admit, I screw up. So I know that me and him are good again now, and I want to stay that way. So I got the grace, and I'm just going to stay in a state of grace now. And I just feel like he's trying to be merciful and say, it's okay, you know, don't do it again. Like, you know, just keep trying, Steve, don't give up. And he lets me know in supernatural ways that I probably shouldn't tell anybody, but because nobody's going to believe me unless they experience it. But look, if you think I got nothing better to do than to make these stupid videos and lie to the public about stuff, come on. Liars go to hell. I don't need that. I don't want God judging me and saying you're lying, you're a false prophet. Come on. I know I risk my reputation's already shot at this point, so who cares? I really don't care what people think of me anymore, because I'm telling you the truth, and that's all I can do. And I know we live in a world full of people who don't tell the truth, and they lie all the time, or they, you know, they're so worried about what other people are going to think that they don't dare talk about things like this. And listen, we don't have time for garbage and games anymore. I want people to be straight up, okay? Don't lie to me. Don't withhold stuff from me. If God touches you in a special way, people need to know, okay? Because if you keep it to yourself for fear of what they're going to say, you're wasting an anointing, you're wasting a grace that people need to strengthen their faith. That's what it's all about. He doesn't do it for you to just keep between you and him. He does it to go and make disciples out of men, you know? So don't waste that opportunity. Otherwise, you might not get it again. God's not going to waste his time with people if you're not going to do the work. You know, I may be sinful and I mess up all the time, but God knows my thoughts and my heart. I'm not fooling anybody. I'm not fooling him, that's for sure. And so he knows I'm trying. I'm trying the best I can. And that's all he asks. And he gives me these assurances, these signal graces to let me know, I know you're trying hard. I know you didn't mean to fall. I know. So just get up again and start again, Steve. I'm with you, you know. Don't give up. He's not condemning and saying, that's it. You messed up one too many times and you're going to hell. Forget it. No, that's not how he is. So, you know, this is a video I just want to make and tell everybody, you know, pay attention to what's going on, because it's pretty darn obvious at this point. And the world needs to know. I mean, it's not on the mainstream media. And it's by the time it's like that analogy about the frog in water, right? Where if you put a frog in water and you slowly start to boil, it'll stay in there and die. It won't jump out. But if you throw a frog into boiling water, it's going to jump out. We are all sitting in water that's slowly boiling around us, faster and faster, and we're still not getting out. And by the time you people realize something's up, it's too late to prepare your heart, your mind. We have a long road ahead of us if we survive. There's going to be a lot of things. We're going to have to survive famines, pestilences, plagues, you know, these crazy governments, persecutions, and who knows what's coming. Natural disasters. Do you want to live or not? And eventually we're going to die. Sooner or later, something's going to take us out, and you need to be ready to go where you're supposed to be going. So don't just let life pass you by and think, oh, well, that's just life. Oh, well, global warming. Oh, well, the government's communist. Oh, well. How many oh, wells until you say, wait a minute, I need to get ready because I'm probably going to die soon. And, you know, and what if I die on the way to a car accident on the way to work? You know, you fall downstairs, you have a heart attack. I mean, guys, be ready, you know, be prepared. And get your wills in order so that your family's not stuck when something happens last second. You know? Like, I was just talking to Donna today, and she's like, who gets your car if you die? I'm like, actually, I want you to have it, but I don't know, because I don't have a will, and I don't have money for a will, you know? And I'm like, and she said, well, you can have mine if I go. And I'm like, well, that's great, but if it's not in the will, I can't have the car either. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, otherwise it goes to probate or something. Who knows? I don't really think about it because I wasn't planning on checking out anytime soon. But that's just that. That's just it. You know, you don't know. So I suggest, you know, we get our houses in order, get our affairs in order, because we're running out of time, guys. Things are going to get worse on planet Earth. And before you know it, sorry, I'm just trying to organize my car. Got all this stuff in here. I got stuff in my car. I got stuff across town in a storage facility. I got stuff in Donna's house. I mean, I hate living without stability here. I hate not having my own place where I have to constantly bounce around like a darn gypsy. But it's just how it is right now. So I got stuff all over the town, you know. Hold on. All right. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So be ready. You go. The government's not telling us everything, and most people are not educated enough to even pay attention to what's going on. They don't even seem to care. I think a lot of people just don't want to know, honestly. But that's not going to be a good thing when all the stuff hits the fan, if you know what I mean, and you guys are not ready. So please stay at the ready, and I will talk to you guys soon. I might be doing another broadcast later tonight with some Bible scriptures or something, alright? Or some prayers. So stay tuned.